Okay, and we are back after experiencing a brief disconnection. I don't know how much of this level we missed, but I am going to be redoing it anyway in order to do the full run with the key that we preserved from the start. Seems like I noticed the disconnection just as we cleared the final segment past CP2 and got to this door here. So, we'll just continue accordingly. It gives you the 4YMM room, the key door that you needed the key from the start in order to enter. We'll be seeing quite a bit more of that, I think, as we come back here and see a bit more of the level. So, assuming that we don't run into further connection issues, let's just try that again. And we'll hopefully get a nice clean run through the whole level. Right from the start. And here we go. Nope, spin jump. A lot of things that are just memory and perception playing tricks on you. Or on me, really. Not so much on anybody else. But I believe we are up and running, so we'll just get that back in order. So here's the initial key that we need in order to get through the door. It does require us to survive the rest of the level with no mistakes. And we're not at checkpoint yet, so no need to impulsively restart from the menu, but we'll do it anyway. Okay, so far so good. A lot of traps we need to watch out for, though. Including just some of the ordinary issues with falling speed and spikes everywhere. Okay, here we go. And you see that huge yellow staircase that is on top of this entire sequence. I don't know if that's going to be related to the key door path, although the key door path, I believe, must be in a sub-world, not in the main world, because of how it's set up in relation to the goal. So I think that's just for a little bit of decoration and also to look nice and shapely on the preview screen. Yeah, in the top left, that's what I'm talking about, the big yellow staircase. I think that is just outside decoration. Make this look nice in the editor as well. Okay, let's fall in, and this, and up we go. And yeah, I'm not necessarily assuming I'll do everything cleanly on this attempt, but let's not walk into the spikes either. That would be kind of a bad start. Okay, sort of miscalculated. And to make sure mentally I wasn't confusing with some of the later segments where we have to deal with spin jumps off spinies. But occasionally when you're being overly cautious, that's the sort of confusion that occurs. Okay. Down we go. And down we go once again. Now, what have we got here? Well, just have to do it until it sticks. Okay. Rather like this tree trunk of the semi-solid that takes you up the column to get the key. That's a nice little aesthetic touch. Considering that the forest theme can just be a lot of brown, brown, brown in the Super Mario World style, this is actually quite nicely decorated. Yeah, leaning back a little bit when I really should be going hard towards that wall. Same mistake twice now. That's okay, just need to rub through the whole thing. And we should have this down before too long. Let this fire. And through we go. Or not. Okay. Up we go. Again. And forward. And yeah, just need to go nice and early, hug that wall, and get through the door to checkpoint 1, which is not really going to be put to much use. I'm going to take this down, and then over to Bonsai, over to Switch. Okay. Whoa. A little bit of miscalculation there. It seemed like I got there when Bonsai was still relatively high in position. And that was a little unlike the previous attempts that I had when I was starting from checkpoint. So it took a little bit of adjustment. Positioning came out a bit unexpected there, just from the differences with how I had approached it previously. But considering that everything is based on the player's position when it comes to the camera, this is still surprisingly reliable. Which is nice. It's always nice to have a level that feels fluid despite having the camera be a potential risk factor when it comes to minor variations in timing, particularly with proximity to things like the bullet blasters. But we'll hopefully get that fixed up soon. Bounce, bounce. Okay. And over. Okay. Okay. That feels pretty reasonable. And yeah, don't really need the 1-ups for Endless, but sure, I'll take them. Now let's see if we can one-shot this segment here. No, not without a reset. Given the lag time between the pipe and a checkpoint flag, I would much rather take the reset door. Okay, this is just a matter of going relatively fast. And yet, just had to get used to seeing that part again. for not having done so since before the minor disconnection that we had earlier. Okay. Let's just let this guy fire. Let's not bump our heads. Up we go. First time I just completely missed like that. That's what happens when you're at the top of the screen and are going a little bit off camera with the jump. That sort of thing can happen. Hopefully not too often. Okay, so far the record, starting from the beginning, is to get past a little bit further than CP2. We'll see how many attempts it takes to just get this down completely. Okay, up we go. And down we go. And back down. Nice short spin jumps there. Just to get timing already. Yep. And that's going to feel quite nice and reliable. Okay, that is going to go up initially, so we don't need to get the reset door absolutely, as I was suspecting otherwise earlier. Okay, that's going to go decently well. This is going to be rather brisk. We just go up, up, and up. And that takes us through. That will drop us down to the heart, but then what we're actually going for is the key door over here, which takes you to this heart. And takes us over to the cake, as well as gives me a cape. Oh, look at that platform up there. That looks awfully suspicious. Don't know if I have some way to get up there. I guess we do have plenty of runway. What does that do? It gives me Yoshi. There we go. Okay, I guess this is a series of empty red blocks representing a candle fire in a much less hazardous fashion than some of the burners we've seen in the past. Let's see who else has decorated the cake room. Yeah, that's Mang. That's somebody drawing some kind of text. Cake! Yeah, that's certainly what it is. Ate the cake in one shot. Whoops. And yeah, let's leave some kind of proof of cake comment here. The blaster garage bakery. Delight, for sure. And I'm just going to drop out from here much just take me back over to the same exit sequence, but with the cape and with Yoshi in tow. After all the Yoshis that we had seen trapped throughout the level, just doing their job and blocking all the bullet blasters, rather nice to just escort one out with us at the very end. So that really just leaves one final level. One final level in 4YMM, and the grand finale will be the Galactic Finale, where the title screen is already asking us if we are ready for this music and boss battle, which says, "I chase your dreams with a cannon named Cheering." So let's take a look at the lengthy description on the website, which basically just says, it's a dance battle with an illusionist who operates a music track in a different space. So Ichigo Tun, who is the creator from Japan in charge of this level, has been known to produce a lot of hybrid music levels in a way that kind of have music tracks that make a temporary or a confined appearance. We'll see how much of that is true of this one here, as we take a look at level number 64 out of 64 of the project. And reach our destination at last. Going to be NSMBU auto scroll. It looks like we're going to have a movable cannon that shoots at you. Oh wow. It's going to appreciate the music while we can. Quite a track. Going to let that take me up. Looks like we have multiple cannons going at once, and that it is in fact relevant to the platforming. We should probably take advantage of the wall jumps in this style.
Oh, no.
The bonus path is going to be based on collection of pink coins, so that's something we'll do. And what have we got here? Okay. Just going to let this lift me up. Just wall jump up. Whoa, okay. Have to go a bit faster there to get around that corner. And oops. Jump, jump, jump. And yeah. Got a lot of track reading this layout, but it's mostly just pertinent to predicting where the obstacles are going to go. Very unique use of track layout, that's for sure. Not something you see that commonly.
Oh, no.
Might want to get a bit further ahead, though, to avoid situations like that. Or really just keep the mushroom in the first place. That's rather important. It is the night theme, so you have to be careful with how things like the mushrooms will just run away from you. It's going to be well positioned for the initial pickup, so long as you don't jump over it, like I did on the last round. Now, sometimes these are going to get ahead of the camera a bit. If they are not ahead of camera, it seems like riding them so I don't get hit in the face is probably the preferred idea. There is, however, going to be some icicle control that precludes you from doing that all the time, because they are going to be loaded in through some spaces that are not safely accessible. And yeah, let's just Head on up. Now, being cannons, the timing should be pretty much 100% reliable. Okay, dodge the mecha, which was on a track. And, oh boy. Okay, looks like this is kind of a mini-boss segment. Boom Boom getting his revenge for us wrecking his lab earlier in Grokowski's level. Okay, so what am I aiming to do here? I'm aiming to hit the on-off switches again, so I drop the blaster. To do that, we need to use this shot here and have one more switch press. Drop the blaster on the bomb. Yeah, having this kind of controlled boss music segment is something that is a bit of an Ichigodan specialty, along with the scroll breaks that we see here. And I have 2 more coins to account for, nothing up here, so as far as I can tell. Though I do hear some thwomping off screen. This little slot to the right, let's not fool around with that. Okay, it looks like we have some more music loading, followed by what will be a bomb that allows me to wall jump my way up for a second part of the concert. Okay. Wow.
Oh no!
Definitely a lot of back and forth when it comes to watching what's going on. I am going to start with a Fire Flower. I don't remember. I actually had picked up the Fire Flower previously. I didn't think I had. Whoops.
No!
Let's not get crushed by the music blocks as they're loading in. That seems like something to avoid. Yeah, the Fire Flower actually just drops directly on top of the checkpoint. I must have picked it up just now without realizing. Didn't really stop me from losing my power-up advantage right away. And, yeah. I was trying to wall jump up, and I really didn't do to cling onto the wall very accurately. Let's not make the same mistake as the music loads in. Okay. Okay.
Oh no!
I was rather proud of myself for getting the wall jump off of that ice block as it was going up, but the distance was not quite what I was going for. Let's not do that. Yeah, rather like the look and feel of this whole thing in terms of the way it's using the pipes in lieu of ground, just to create this very color consistent look and feel the whole way. Okay, if I maintain the mushroom... No, I forgot to retain the mushroom. We'll have to redo this. But in the meantime, let's learn it. Yeah, I'll have to redo it anyway to
Oh no!
grab coin number 3. Just needed a ground pound there if I survived a moment longer with the mushroom in place. It's kind of nice that you do have a 1-hit buffer with the Fire Flower while retaining the mushroom. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Oh no!
Yeah, we could probably do quite a bit better than that. Let's not lose the flower completely. Okay, yeah, that's why there's the gap over here, because when we... That's why I don't remember picking up the Fire Flower at my first run, when we were approaching, the Fire Flower would have been pushed by the Night Theme over to the slot to the right side. That's why I never saw it until the respawn. Rather generous of the level to give me that power progression, starting me off with the flower at the checkpoint respawn, just to give it gentle to me. Okay. I'm going to retain the mushroom, because it is necessary for the coin. Well, unless you lose it like that. It's okay, we'll just continue for now, and if we need to redo it, we'll redo it.
Oh no!
Okay, once again, let's not get crushed. I lunge for that every single time. One day, we might even learn a thing or two. Oh, whoops, just getting clipped there. Oh, getting clipped there too. Quite a bit of dodging to do all over, whoa.
Oh no!
Yep, I think it was fairly clear that I just needed to take the same passage as before to the left side. Following the tracks is never really going to be safe given how many icicle checks there are. Although, interestingly enough, if I had held the Fire Flower up to that point, going up through that icicle might actually have been ideal in terms of getting over to the mushroom check for point 3. Okay, see? Much more dodgeable once you get the hang of it. May even be able to get through here with the Fire Flower. Or not. Just barely. Okay.
Oh no!
Probably should have seen that coming if I was a little more careful about reading where the diagonal tracks were going to send everything. Very easy to just kind of not pay enough attention to the track fragments and have them recede into the background instead of planning around where the cannons are going to go. Okay. Doing fine this attempt. Not perfect, obviously, and grab a coin. Doing okay. Could be worse. Could be worse. Could be so much worse. Okay, so here's the bit where I was crushed last time. A little bit slow on my part. That blue heart on the left side seemed to be taunting me. Just about had it, though. Just about. Okay. Let's try this again. And again. And what do we have here? Okay. Still retaining the Fire Flower rather miraculously. Not going to be any good if we experience a crush death. So let's just not experience a crush death. And try to avoid that trap entirely. Whoops. Okay, once again, this is going to be, I think, a bit of a problem in terms of speed. Nope, we got it. Checkpoint. Checkpoint indeed with 4 coins in tow, so let's head up the lift, grab a flower. And looks like we will need to get a boss key. It looks like it's not really scroll stopped on either side, but that's okay. It just means we have room to run around. And we'll just hit as many POWs as we can for some reason that I haven't quite discerned yet, but which is clearly killing something up top. Too busy actually reading the level and rocking out to the music and looking at this huge background face. There is a donut block on top in the center that looks like it might be traversable. We bothered to go up there. Also, icicles on either side. That perhaps it's possible to go down, but see if hitting the third POW does anything for me in terms of grabbing the key. I have to actually make it up there first, but wow. I mean, I can always grab it. I don't need to necessarily hit it from the bottom. If I approach it from the side, I can go for a grab. I'm going to take a little bit more careful planning. It's okay, we can just respawn at the checkpoint with 4 coins already in tow. I'm not too worried about that. Look at all these squirrel power-ups, all the acorn mushrooms that are just trapped in there. And yeah, just gonna grab that one first. And see some additional POWs come down here. That last one was the one on the top track that I had trouble with earlier. Yeah, it looks like there is a muncher stack or something up top. A lot of death markers right in that column where I got squished. Seems like that's a fairly common thing. Okay. Going to whack that. Going to whack that. Got a few more to go. Let's get out of the middle before we get squished. Grab that. And now the blooper comes down, having been released from what was presumably a muncher stack. I think as long as I just try to get on top of it safely, I should be okay. But now we know how the multi-phase fight is going to go. Yeah, clearly I think an off-screen muncher blooper track has been set up somehow that either side we see here just consists of mainly a zone for loading everything in, given that things are so prone to collision when it comes to the cannons, ice blocks, etc. Well, particularly the cannons, which are not on the tracks but merely resting on the ice blocks that are on the tracks. You can see why there wouldn't be any kind of hard stop on the squirrel on either side. It's not really something that is doable, and so instead you have the entry point confined here by the pipes through this vertical corridor before the camera position is released. Hit those quickly. You want to get to that POW in the middle quickly so I don't have to deal with the risk of squishes. Okay, that should release the blooper. Oh wow, didn't even think about this cannon on the left side here. Watch out for that guy. Okay. Through we go. And we'll grab the safety coin or the achievement door. And that's going to be a 4Y on this side. Presumably an MM on the other side. It's going to launch some fireworks. Yeah, I guess that's MM on the yellow pipes there. We can bust our way there with a bomb. Pretty obvious to me that was how that was going to function. I'm not going to get out of here just yet. I'm going to kind of enjoy the moment because this is going to be the last of the 64 cakes. And yeah, you can see that, you know, even Mang is enjoying the fireworks show longingly. And wow, that's quite a fireworks display. Don't know whose that is. Could be owned by Ragnarok X, but Don't know exactly. Very fine art stylist in his own right. Well, I don't know that I have much to say. This is the final cake. It's been a long way to get here. More like... More like a gourmet finale. And we're going to be all smiles about that. Yeah, it's kind of a bittersweet moment. We don't really want this to end in a way, since we're at the end of a very long road over the course of 2 months of play and offline, quite a bit of play testing and development for that. So it's going to be happy 4YMM, and it's almost a little bit sad to say goodbye.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't say almost. It is pretty sad to say goodbye. Very bittersweet. But we'll savor the moment by taking a look at the comments for both of the levels that we played in this session. We did look at the comments on Grakowski's earlier, including that nasty spoiler. Communication error occurred. Hey, wait a minute. That's unfortunate. Let's see if we can reconnect. At least it did register to clear. That would have been pretty unfortunate if it hadn't. Oh, okay. So Lotus disabled comments. This must have just happened, because we definitely managed to leave a comment here earlier. I don't know what happened here. That must have happened really pretty much as we were playing, or shortly after I posted my previous one, because I hadn't refreshed the list. So hopefully that's nothing too serious, because it would have been nice to see some more of the drawings there. Hopefully indeed the level still exists. Let's... It wasn't taken down or anything, huh? Okay, that's too bad. Wanted to take one final look at the drawings there. But we'll take a look at Galactic Finale instead. And I think we've seen most of this. Oh, this is a lovely drawing. Someone who had made it all the way to the end and decided to imitate the trailer Mario that was originally illustrated by Lecter. And then Kenna is going to leave us one final farewell as well from Morton with a strawberry on top. Everyone is fearing the cannons. Meanwhile, I'm over here having a rave. And yep, that was indeed Ragnarok X, and he's going to leave a thank you as well. Also on the blue pipes that have defined the look and feel of this level. Gilmore is going to give the squid a thumbs up. Goodbye 4YMM. I'm looking forward to 5YMM. So am I, believe me. And a wistful farewell from Bang. Yeah, I could try to do machine translation of some of the Japanese comments, but I think we'll just witness the conversation, including some recognizable makers from the project, like CTRX and Nura and Magatoro. It's really the whole Japanese crew coming in here. I may actually try to scroll over some of those comments. It is just going to be machine translation, so it's not going to be very good, and it might be totally inaccurate, but I am kind of curious about how the Japanese wing of 4YMM has been celebrating the finale. So, why don't we take a look at what CDRX had to say. And, yeah, the machine translation is a little bit garbled, but it just says basically that it's a long 4YMM, and that's music, I think he's talking about, stays in his ears and flows in his brain. Thank you for your hard work. I have to say, oh, here Nira is saying that the arrangement is so cool. While the turret is dancing, or I guess flying, in the vertical scroll. Complementing the action as being wonderful. Megatoro, certainly no stranger to this kind of spectacle. It just also complements the world bonus BGM, background music. Saying that's very well arranged and amazing. And the action and the boss battle is complementing everything. Just like the rest of us are doing. So. Well, I think that is pretty much it for the fireworks show and the cake, and for all that, it is time to say goodbye. 64 levels over 8 weeks. It's been a wonderful, wonderful time. And on this stream, it has, of course, been a bit of a quiet and subdued finish, as we try to wrap this up a bit late after spending way too much time on some of the earlier levels in this set. Mostly Catskill Mountains, which, due to some of the timeouts in the bonus room, took me forever to get through. Which was a lot of fun, but, you know, also was quite a rude awakening when it came to my cat skills. Some fantastic stuff this week. Static Cling, wonderful. Mad Laz Lab, like, really quite something. Everything was good. Those really stuck out. Blood Wiggler Mansion definitely stuck out. This one was tons of fun. It's a really strong sense of identity. But yeah, when we're talking about the project as a whole, I think everything was just so solid. That's pretty much going to be it. Originally, I was considering that we might open up and convert this to viewer levels at the end. I'm not sure we'll necessarily be doing that, but that's something to keep in consideration as we convert most of this stream's Mario Maker coverage back to that in the coming weeks, after spending pretty much half of the available stream time on 4YMM and its associated makers over the past 2 months of the project. That has been an absolutely spectacular time, so I think at this point it's probably best to just bid farewell. Say thanks for watching. There will be so much more to come in Mario Maker, which I think this project has really helped make look healthier than ever. With a very bright future ahead of it. So many great ideas that are still unexplored, so many corners to poke around, so many mechanics designed to uncover. But what that is going to look like, we will just need to find out in future weeks. So, for now, at the end of this road, I will just bid you all farewell. Until next time.